What's up, guys? You know who it is. Professor Jackson in the building one more time. All right, listen. This is part two of intermittent fasting if you're on medication. Okay? So, when I posted the video this morning, actually, there were some people inboxed me and were saying, different times that they can eat. They have to take certain medications on certain days and so on and so forth. So it actually created some more questions for content as well. So that was cool. So before I get started, make sure you subscribe, like this video, share this video with somebody because I'm pretty sure if it doesn't necessarily help you, you know somebody that it can help. All right. So yeah, so it created some content and everything. And so the questions were, if you were like, for example, what if you have, hypoglycemia? What if that's just something that you're struggling with? All right. What if it's just, congenital and you don't have any, that's just what it is. You have low blood sugar and all these different types of diseases in the body that enables you to process insulin, the way that you should. Or if you have any other type of chronic disease that keeps you from having to do intermittent fasting. So one of the things that I'll say, because I got to say my disclaimer, is that make sure you consult your doctor before you do any exercise program or any type of, changing up your nutrition, especially if you're on medication. All right. I don't want to interfere with any of that you have going on. But for my clients that I work with now, and the things that you can do and know the things that you can't do, that I haven't had a chance to actually, sit down with you in person to work with you. This is going to be especially for you because I know you guys had a lot of questions, and we've been communicating back and forth through emails and so on and so forth. So to save us some time, make sure you watch this first video, intermittent fasting on medication. All right. And make sure you do the liver cleanse. Okay. Because a lot of us don't, what they don't tell you is that you don't, when you go get your treatment, they say you're diabetic, type 1, type 2, whatever the situation may be. I don't know if some doctors are really putting a lot of emphasis on the liver, because the liver is a major player when it comes to detoxification of the body and insulin. Okay, so with that being said, if you the liver cleanse is in the link I will have. You can click on it. It's very, very inexpensive. It doesn't really it doesn't cost a lot at all. All right, and it will help. Okay. It can do nothing but help in situations like this. Okay, it's natural. It doesn't have any artificial things in it. It's all natural. So click on the link, do your research, look at the ingredients, and see if it's something that'll work for you. I think it'll work for you, especially if you're trying to detox the liver. Okay, so like I said, if you are in instances where you should not be fasting, especially intermittent fasting, okay? I'm going to say if you have low blood sugar already, okay? If your blood sugar is like 50 and below already, forget it. Don't. If you have to have sugar in order for you to survive, if your situation is that bad, no. Forget about intermittent fasting for right now until we get those we get that conquered, and we'll talk about that a little later. Nursing or pregnant. Like if you're nursing or pregnant, focus on the baby. Eat as much as you need to eat so you can so he can benefit, she can benefit, you can benefit, the whole 9 yards. So let's not go into the whole ball game of trying to intermittent fast or doing any type of fasting while you are nursing or pregnant. All right, so let's bump that out of the equation already. Okay, let me see what else. if you take medications, okay, ask your doctor. All right, and I got that. I wrote that up here. Ask your doctor, can you switch meds, or is it a medication that will allow you to be more flexible with your meal schedule? Okay, because you gotta become a scientist. Okay, you gotta experiment with your own body, with your own self, with your diet. Okay, so um, that's what you have the doctor for. The doctor's there so you can ask questions. So you can say, hey, doctor, so and so, I need to have my, I want to do intermittent fasting. I want to maximize my. Hold on, somebody's trying to contact me. Not right now, guys. Give me just a moment. Okay. So, um, so you want to be able to say, hey, I want to try some different things. Can I have a medication that's not so hard on my stomach, or I have a medication that will allow me maybe a time release or something like that you can suggest, in order to see if you can try intermittent fasting. Okay. But if you can't, it's not that serious. There's other ways that we can, make that happen, and we'll get into that. All right. So make sure you ask the doctor. Just ask your doctor. Is intermittent fasting good for me? Is it something that I can do? If not, what do you recommend? If I can do it, can you rearrange my meds in the way that I can do that? Okay. So if you're already hypoglycemic, that means your blood sugar is low. Okay. If you're already hypoglycemic and you've been, diagnosed with, whatever kind of chronic disease or disease due to that, okay, what I would recommend, all right, is that you cut sugar completely. All right. Now, to raise your blood sugar, you can use protein. All right. I got it wrote down right there. So if you want to jot it down real quick, or take a picture of it, or just save this video, whatever, um, protein will help raise your blood sugar as well. So you don't always have to have sugar, 100, to do that. So taper yourself off. By no means am I saying do any of this, 110% right now. Okay, it's a gradual growth into, the 12, 16, 20 hour, 18 hour intermittent fasting. It's gradual. It's not something that happens overnight, and I don't recommend that you do it, cold turkey. Stop eating all your meals right now and start intermittent fasting. I don't mean do that. Okay, that's not what we're doing. Okay, so okay. Let's see. I covered that. Nursing pregnant, man. So okay, got that. Good. So now this is what. Let me erase this. If, let's say, for example, you're on, you take medication, and medication, restricts you from doing your, intermittent fasting, so on and so forth. There's a few types of ways that you can do this, right? You can do every other day. You can fast one day. And eat a full day. Okay. So, one day you will eat regular, okay, with just eat your regular meals, all right? Then the next day you do a fast. You skip a meal, all right? Just one meal. Okay, we're not doing, just like I said in the first video, you can do 3 meals. No, let's even make it a lot more simple. Let's just make it super easy, okay? 3 meals, you get your 3 meals a day, all right? Instead of cutting a meal, just stop the snacks. 3 meals, no snacks. You see how that does for you, all right? If you can make it with no snacks, then we can take our next step. If you can't make it and you gotta have 1 or 2 snacks, that's fine, okay? Cut 1 of the snacks. The next day, cut 2 of the snacks. You see what I'm saying? The next day, cut 3 of the snacks. All right, and you gradually move yourself into a full intermittent fast. And all you need is 8 hours. Okay, all you need is 8 hours from when your last meal was in order for your body to start using the fat, the fat energy is what I like to call it. Okay, so you don't have to do 12 hours, 16 hours, 18. You don't have to do that. That's just something that I do, and some of my clients do that as well. That's not something that you have to do. Um, so you can do the 1 day of fast, 1 day of full eating. There is another way that you can do it. You can do 3 days on, 3 days off. You can do it that way. You can do 5 days, on, and 2 days fast. Let me see. But it's the only thing about these is like you can't get a consistent. It won't allow it to be consistent. You want to work your way up to a full, intermittent fast, at least 8 hours a day. Okay, and work your way up to 12 hours a day, then work your way up to 16 hours a day, so just to get the maximum benefits. Okay, but like I said, these are ways that you can do it. You slowly. Okay, these are ways you can do it slowly. Once every other day, 3 on, 3 off. The 5 on, 2 off. It just depends on the best way you can get your medications around fasting, or get your fasting around your medications. Okay. Let me see. I think that is all I wanted to cover on this one. Boom, 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 boom. I can't think of any other questions off the top of my head. I should have wrote some of this stuff down. That's it. I mean, I think a couple of things that I want to recommend. Wheatgrass. I know there is. I know it's kind of like I don't know. They say wheatgrass. You got this really, really big craze about things that are hybrid versus things. So with Dr. Sabi, he is awesome, super awesome. I mean, man knows this stuff in and out. But I'll tell you my personal experience about wheatgrass. All right. When I was taking wheatgrass on a daily basis, I would take a 2-ounce shot every single day. And at this point in time, I worked in a prison, and it required to be very, very physical. I had to go up and down stairs, unlock doors, and all this kind of stuff, right? So prior to then, prior to me taking the wheatgrass on a regular basis, I'd be tired, winded, out of breath, the whole 9 yards, right? So I started taking wheatgrass, right? And after about 2 weeks of taking it, like my cardiovascular system just went into beast mode. Like I was up and down stairs, unlocking doors. Bam! It was nothing. It was nothing. And I was like, what is going on? So I said, it must be the wheatgrass. That's got to be going on. So it really, like my allergies, everything, all of that subsided because I've always, had seasonal sinus allergy type stuff going on, snot and sneezing and, doing all the throat stuff and all that kind of stuff. So, but that wheatgrass just kind of, opened everything up. And I was like, wow, this stuff is off the chain, So I haven't, there's no wheatgrass place close now because I kind of live out in the country. So we don't have a close wheatgrass place. I guess I could grow it on my own, but if experiment with wheatgrass, see how it works. You can go to Whole Foods or natural grocers and get it. Sometimes they sell it. You can also, it's frozen. I don't know what kind of quality that is. They have it frozen in some stores as well. Or you could go to one of the food chains. It's a smoothie chain called Jamba Juice. And Jamba Juice has wheatgrass shots. They sell it in 1-2 ounces or whatever. It's awesome. It worked very, very well for me. So I don't know if that's something you want to try, but I recommend it. I think it's awesome. And excuse me, I can't promise you that, everything I say is going to work 110%. I can't. And I won't. But I can guarantee you, if you don't do something different, nothing will ever change. Y'all take it easy and try not to do too much. Peace.